required to get licenses and jobs.
Listen to this other episode of Stanton embarrassing us again.
The hard clinical and coursework required to get licenses and jobs.
Another suspect that caught our eye is businessman Stanton Witherspoon, the CEO of a popular media company in Liberia. He was part owner of Siena College, where court documents reveal that he and his co-conspirators, quote, solicited and recruited people seeking nursing credentials and employment as an RN or LPN, and sent and caused others to send, via wire communications, information used to create false and fraudulent transcripts and diplomas from Siena College.
The chief motivation.
What happened? That's my question. That's my question I have today. What happened? Yes. What happened to our grandfather money that Stanton collected? What happened to it? Number one, three question. What happened to our grandfather hospital case? The operator on our grandfather, they messed up. That's one case. Number two, what happened to our grandfather nursing home case? They didn't take care of our grandfather good, and something happened at that nursing home. The Papi had sore all his body. The Papi's situation was worse. Something happened at that nursing home. That was a nursing home case. What happened to that case? Also, what happened to our grandfather life insurance? We're not talking about Stanton made stories. We're talking about true story. What that true story? What we want facts. We don't want no story that Stanton made up. We want to know what happened with these cases. Matter of fact, two cases and one life insurance. I call it life insurance case. What happened to that? We need answer. You brought small money in Upper Darby. These things were hiding from some of us until it was revealed that all your money you get, all that money that Stanton get, that from the Papi, if the Papi wasn't going to have that situation he had, and if the Papi wasn't going to die, Stanton wouldn't have been buying houses and all this thing. But right, Stanton owed all his brother, his oldest brother and his oldest sister. He owed them. Bring all that document. Disclose it so we can believe you. Bring it all. And bring the actual number, the check that they released. Bring that check. The fact check. Not no or Stanton story check. We want a real check. Bring a real check document. The real check document. With all this or things, you close everybody up. All your...
But the big story on Action News tonight is the local connection to what federal investigators call a massive scheme to sell fake nursing degrees. We learned today that 2 Burlington County residents are among 25 people charged with operating the nationwide ring. Now, according to investigators, the group peddled more than 7,000 bogus degrees and nursing certificates to the tune of more than $100 million. Action News reporter John Paul joining us live in Camden tonight. And John, the feds say some of these fake nurses put real patients in danger.
Yeah, and that is the real concern tonight, Brian, that they may not have the background to actually treat people in a hospital-type setting. You know, I've confirmed tonight that Delaware actually annulled the licenses of 26 nurses already. And the feds tonight, they're charging people across the country, including 2 in South Jersey.
All of us feel this is egregious.
Strong words from the executive director of Delaware's Board of Nursing after learning of a massive scheme out of Florida to sell fake nursing degrees. And tonight, we've confirmed 26 nurses in Delaware had their licenses annulled in connection to the fake degrees.
These people who went to these Florida schools did not complete the curriculum, the education, and the clinical training that is required of all nurses to be eligible to sit to take their licensure exam and to be licensed as a nurse.
She says there are no reports of patients being harmed, but tonight 25 people across the country face charges for their involvement in the scheme that brought in more than $100 million, including Stanton Witherspoon and Alfred Sellew, of Burlington County, New Jersey.
He's home? Okay. Can we talk to him?
We tracked down Witherspoon at his home in Burlington today, but family members said he couldn't talk. Over the phone, he told me he had to check in with his lawyer. Wednesday night, the Department of Justice released findings of what was dubbed Operation Nightingale.
When we talk about a nurse's education and credentials, shortcut is not a word we want to use.
Now the FBI is working to notify state nursing boards to ensure that unqualified nurses are not working in healthcare.
You're playing with people's health. How dare you play with someone's health like that?
It is important to note those nurses in Delaware, they have the right to appeal this decision. I also reached out to the nursing boards in Pennsylvania and in New Jersey. Still waiting to hear back from them. Live in Camden, John Paul, Channel 6, Action News. Brian?
It also tarnishes the reputation of nurses who actually did the hard clinical and coursework required to get licenses and jobs.
Another suspect that caught our eye is businessman Stanton Witherspoon, the CEO of a popular media company in Liberia. He was part owner of Siena College, where court documents reveal that he and his co-conspirators, quote, solicited and recruited people seeking nursing credentials and employment as an RN or LPN, and sent and caused others to send via wire communications information used to create false and fraudulent transcripts and diplomas from Siena College.
Listen to this other episode of Stanton embarrassing us again.
The hard clinical and coursework required to get licenses and jobs.
Another suspect that caught our eye is businessman Stanton Witherspoon, the CEO of a popular media company in Liberia. He was part owner of Siena College, where court documents reveal that he and his co-conspirators, quote, solicited and recruited people seeking nursing credentials and employment as an RN or LPN, and sent and caused others to send via wire communications information used to create false and fraudulent transcripts and diplomas from Siena College.
The chief motivation
of the Breakfast Club, bitch.
All right, Shirley, please tell me, why was I your donkey of the day?
Well, Donkey of the Day for Friday, January 27th goes to the 3 Florida nursing schools who sold up to 7,600 people across America fake diplomas. That's right. 25 people have been charged, and man, I wish I had all of their names. But let's
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Hello, are you hearing us now? 1 2.
yes.
Testing 1 2. 1 2. Hello, are you hearing us now? 2.
Yes.
Okay. right, again, good afternoon and welcome to Judah Hard Talk, Digging Deeper Department, coming to you live and direct from Fort Lauderdale. I hope you are receiving us loud and clear wherever you are right now. Okay. We are coming to you from, actually, it's 2nd, 1st Street and Broward intersection here at the Federal District Court. And we're going to be bringing you highlights of the case here, United States versus Stanton Witherspoon and others. We were in the courtroom this morning, witnessed the deliberation, and we're going to share with you details of that deliberation. So invite someone, and let me invite from our Digging Deeper Department, Mr. Jerome Gayman, that is here with me. Mr. Gayman, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to South Florida.
No doubt. Thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Beautiful day out here. We're in Broward County, the Miami metro area. Total population of a little over 5 million people. So we are delighted to have you here.
It's great to be. Welcome to South Florida. Awesome. I'm doing very well. Okay. It's great to be here in South Florida. It's my first time in Fort Lauderdale, and we came again for the obvious reasons to making sure that our people are informed about what is happening or what is going to happen with this case involving Mr. Stanton A. Witherspoon. And so it's great that you are part of the team here, Mr. Gayman. I could not have gotten any better choice. So folks, wherever you are, we say welcome to you. The sun is blazing hot.
That's correct. It's 98 degrees.
98 degrees out here. The sun is hot. And so we're not going to be here long. All right? We're not going to be here long. We're going to give you highlights of the case as it unfolded before our eyes in the courtroom with His Honor Judge Rodney Smith presiding. We're going to give you a description of how it all went down with the arrival of the criminal, Stanton Witherspoon, his legal team, and other people. Our own arrival into the courtroom and what happened, what transpired in the courtroom. How did Stanton or us, how did we all leave the courtroom? Under what circumstances, under what conditions? All right? Mr. Gayman is going to help us to narrate that and help you understand it all. Okay, I'm getting another message that there's no sound from Darius King Nangbe. Please. How is the sound? How is the sound quality?
Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us loud and clear.
How is the sound quality? Okay, the sound is good from Papi Coley, Charles, Rebecca Sion. The sound is great. Cyrus McGee, Sound is loud and clear. Don't mind that distraction. Okay, great. All right, thank you. Thank you. The sound is great, he says. All right, again, folks, the case was cited for 9 o'clock a.m. this morning here in this building, right behind us here, the federal building, U.S. District Court. We arrived this morning, Mr. Gaiman and I, we arrived this morning, and again, we could not have entered with our gadgets, with cell phones, what have you. No cameras, nothing. So we had to leave everything in the car, and we came, we got checked in, we got screened by security, and they directed us to room
202.
Room 202, where it all went down. We entered the room 202. There were a team of lawyers and the prosecuting attorneys. They were all there chit-chatting among themselves. We didn't know who was who, but all we knew, we were there to cover or witness United States versus Stanton Witherspoon, the guilty plea, the sentencing, and every other thing that occurred in the courtroom there today, this morning. So, describe for our folks here our arrival here this morning.
Well, thank you, Mr. Gilman. This case have drawn the attention of almost everybody around the world.
Right.
Liberians and non-Liberians alike. Because this case, you know, in South Florida, we have a huge Caribbean community.
Right.
Brazilian, we're talking about Haitians, Cubans, people from Jamaica, from the Bahamas. So they were all victims of this scam. So this particular case is of interest to basically the whole world.
The whole world.
So when we came in, it was a surreal moment. We came in a little early, and I was stopped from entering the premises because they said, what was the reason?
We couldn't bring our cell phones.
Right, and according to federal law, I couldn't bring my permitted gun on the premises. So my personal protection has to be returned to the car. So
alongside
with everything, cell
phones,
phone, computers, laptop, anything that has to do with photograph or audio sound had to be returned to the car. So we can say this was a little blessing in disguise, because while I returned to the courthouse and I was being checked electronically, Mr. Waterspoon and his team were brought in. And he was next to me. And I dropped what I was doing, and I walked up to him and I said, "Hello, Mr. Waterspoon, I'm Jerome Gaiman." And he was stoic. He was stoic. He was shocked, stunned. And all he said to me was, "Are you Liberian? And where are you from?" And I told him, I said, "I'm here to cover this. We are here to cover your case, and we would like to have an interview with you, if possible." And then we went up to room 202.
Room 202. And I was already seated. I was already seated front row, immediately behind a team of lawyers. I believe they were part of the prosecuting attorneys, because they sat behind the prosecuting attorneys.
That's correct.
All right. So I believe they were part of the prosecution. So I sat right behind them, front row. Mr. Gaiman came in, sat next to me, and the judge, in fact, Stanton, he was late. He came in the courtroom after 9 o'clock. The judge had arrived and took a seat and everything. Everybody seated before Stanton came in, and he was like running. He ran, came in, he went and sat next to his lawyer. And the judge ordered the case open, took in the attendance of the prosecution, the defense, those indicted criminals. It was Renee Benadell and Stanton Witherspoon. And the judge read out everything pertaining to the case. Okay? And
but the judge was in Coastal where he was magnanimous enough to allow us to take notes.
Yeah.
So we were allowed to take notes, and we did.
We did take notes. A lot of notes.
Lots of notes.
Yeah.
You can see we got a dossier here because we wanted to make sure that what we were saying were accurate and on time.
Yeah.
So it's documented. So this is a historical piece of evidence here.
It is.
So basically, we arrived here. It says we arrived at 8:55
a.m.
We were camping out here, hoping to catch them coming in and out of the building.
Right.
So we got there prior to the time at 8:55 a.m. We checked in, right?
Yeah, right.
So while checking in at 9:01 a.m., Mr. Witherspoon and his team, they walked in.
One lady came with him, with Stanton Witherspoon. His lawyers were already in the courtroom. Yeah, it was one Liberian girl that came in with him. In fact, she came like a couple seconds after he came in. I knew that she came with him because when people were leaving, when we were leaving the courtroom, he tapped her and they left.
Mr. Gilman, were you surprised that a case of this magnitude, he had no support system?
No support system.
No family, no children, no wife, nothing. He just came in with the legal team, in whose care he was released during the bonding time. Were you surprised that there were nobody to?
I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised because he did not make this known to the public officially. People only hear from us and other people that have been following this case. So maybe, who knows? But I wasn't surprised that people didn't come to throng this place in his defense.
But then on the other hand, Mr. Benadell had the Haitian community here. Some of them were wearing white. Pure white. They came in to support Mr. Benadell as opposed to Mr. Stanton Witherspoon. When he came in and he saw us at the gate, he was stunned.
He was stunned.
Totally stunned. So Witherspoon and his partner came in. The case started exactly 9:10 a.m.
10 a.m. Yeah.
Stanton was represented by his lawyer, Mr. Benadell, and they were sworn in.
They were sworn under the oath.
On an oath at 9:12.
At 9:12, Stanton Witherspoon and Benadell were sworn in by the judge at 9:12. They were both represented by two female lawyers. Yeah, they were both represented by two female lawyers. The prosecution was two men, but behind them were two ladies and another gentleman who were also lawyers or attorneys for the defense, for the prosecution team. Yeah.
And then they were asked, both of them were asked to affirm by themselves, to affirm that the plea being added today were understood.
Were understood that whatever was going to be said, whatever plea they were going to make today, that they understood it. They were not coerced. Nobody told them, promised them anything, and what have you. The judge was very clear. He said, I understand that you are here to plead guilty, but I'm going to ask you a few questions. And I want you to be honest, to answer truthfully. Then he asked, the judge sought their mental capacity, whether they understood the veracity, the gravity, the weight of the crime that they are pleading guilty to. He asked them that, whether they are taking medication, prescribed medication, or substance abuse. I mean, the judge was very thorough to find out whether these two people, Stanton Witherspoon, Renee Benadell, understood what they were going into. All right?
They were asked their nationalities.
They were asked for their nationalities. Both of them affirmed they are Americans. And then they asked, where were you born? Benadell said he was born in Haiti. Stanton Witherspoon said he was born in Liberia. Are you American citizens? Renee Benadell, yes, I am American citizen. When did you become American citizen?
He said 2001.
2001, he became American citizen. Stanton Witherspoon, are you an American citizen? He answered, yes, I am. When did you become American citizen? He said, I think 2009 or 2010 or I'm not too sure. The judge then said, was it before 2015? And then he said, I think so. He said 10 years ago. He said, I think so. The judge said, okay. We proceeded. Stanton Witherspoon did not know the year he became an American citizen or the month or whatsoever. He did not know. But before that, they were asked for their birthdays. How old? Your birthday and all of that. And they both, Renee was born 1974.
So he's 49.
Stanton was born 1975. They stated all of these things in court today, right behind us here, this courthouse, right here. Yeah.
And they were asked for their academic credentials.
Yeah, the academic credentials. What level of education did you obtain, Mr. Benadell?
It's the highest level.
The highest level, associate degree. Mr. Stanton Witherspoon, the highest level education, associate degree.
Yep. And they were asked, what institution did they achieve these degrees?
Right.
And Mr. Benadell said he got his AA degree from the Bronx.
The Bronx in New York.
In New York.
Yeah.
And Mr. Witherspoon said he got his AA degree from
New Jersey. Yeah.
Some nursing school.
Burlington.
Yeah.
New Jersey. In New Jersey. Yeah.
They answered no to drug use.
Right. Are you under any prescribed drugs? Right. No. Are you taking abused substance or you're abusing substance? No.
And the judge wanted to know, with the aforementioned answer, are you satisfied with the counsel being given you?
The counsel being given you by your lawyers. Are you satisfied? Are you okay with what your lawyers told you? Both answer in the affirmative. Yes, Your Honor. The judge also asked them, were you promised anything by your lawyers or anybody or the prosecution? Said, no, Your Honor. Both answered, no, Your Honor.
And then he said, with all being said, you are being charged with count one.
Count one.
Conspiracy or conspiring to commit wire fraud.
Yeah.
Which is a federal offense.
Are you aware?
And understand.
This crime is punishable by 20 years.
And
they both answer yes.
And then, after they answer yes, the judge went to the charge sheet.
Yeah.
They were talking about forfeiture.
Forfeiture.
Touch on that a little bit.
Forfeiture. The judge then asks the prosecution, say, with this guilty plea from these people, what do you seek? What do you seek? And the prosecutor got on his feet and said, we are interested in all of the properties we listed in the indictment and proceeding motions that were filed. All of the properties. And then they asked Stanton Witherspoon, are you aware you're going to be forfeiting your properties with this guilty plea? He said, yes, Your Honor.
And the judge wanted to know how the information was attained.
How it was attained.
And the federal system said through bank records.
Bank records.
All financial records.
All financial records, text messaging, or emails, all modes of communication. And the judge asked the prosecution, can you prove beyond a reasonable doubt whether these people pleading guilty today or not, but can you prove, how will you prove that they committed a crime? And the prosecution said, Judge, Your Honor, if we went to trial, we will prove beyond a reasonable doubt that these things happened, that they committed these crimes. Because one, Stanton Witherspoon does not have the qualification to open a school that would grant degrees. So he partnered with this lady, she was not in court, who has the qualification to get the school. And they bought the school, Siena College, and they were 50-50 co-owner of Siena College.
And the judge wanted to know whether Mr. Stanton Witherspoon understands that this case, he can be sentenced, or they can be sentenced to 20 years.
20 years.
And he said yes.
He said yes. And the judge said, I can also, the prosecution asking for 20, I can increase it, I can reduce it. And they said, both answer yes.
And he also said, in addition to the forfeiture, the federal court is going to fine you minimum $250,000.
Yeah, minimum $250,000.
Yes, that's
the minimum.
Yeah, that does not include the forfeiture and all of that. That's just the fine.
Just the fine.
So if you forfeited all the properties, all your bank account, in addition, you will still be fined minimum $250,000 in addition to that.
Right.
And he also made a very startling revelation that I didn't know about. He said the federal system does not have a
parole system anymore. We're in probation.
Yes, no parole first, no parole.
No parole, no parole system. So the judge said, you are waiving your rights. I want you to understand, if I sentence you today, tomorrow, or whatever time, there is no parole in the federal system.
If you are given 10 years,
you're going to serve 10 years. You're going to serve 10 years. If you are given 20 years, you're going to serve 20 years. Do you understand? Rene Benedel, yes, Your Honor. Stanton Witherspoon, yes, Your Honor. So there is no parole. There's no parole in there. Somebody was on the show last night, a drunk driver who went to jail for 2 years was on the show last night talking about he's going to be giving parole and this and that and probation. It is not within the federal system. Let's move on.
And at this point, the judge looked at both of them and said, at this point with this plea, You have lost your right to withdraw.
You have lost your right
to withdraw.
To withdraw this guilty plea
that's correct.
that you've today entered into. You lost your right. You cannot withdraw the guilty plea. You cannot have a jury trial. No. You've given up those rights. Also, the judge admonished them that with this plea today, you gave up all of your constitutional rights, which include
you will no longer be allowed to vote in this country.
You will no longer be allowed to vote.
You can never own firearms.
You can never own a firearm.
And you will never sit on jury duty.
You would never sit on jury duty. And those are constitutional rights. But there are other rights that they're going to also forfeit. Yeah. And the judge asked them, do you understand that?
That you are waiving all constitutional
rights. And they both answer, yes, Your Honor. Waive his rights to vote in the United States of America. And he's delving and melting into the Liberian body politics. Think about it.
And when they got into this agreement, because he didn't have the academic acumen, the academic credential to own a nursing program, a nursing school that will offer that kind of qualification.
Right.
He went and co-signed with this lady.
With this lady.
Not only that, but then he became his own recruiter.
He became his own recruiter.
And within that time, on the first year, he recruited 73 candidates and gave them the fake diploma at $15,000 per.
$15,000.
A total of $1.181 million were collected a year.
The first year. Yeah.
Of that money, $185,000 is his cut.
Yeah.
And Waterspoon, with 50% of the total income of that deal, got $5.157 million as his cut of the deal.
Yeah.
Total, when he was done that year, they had 707 students apply for the fake diploma.
Fake diploma.
And this is why the gentleman said the $140 million that was talked about, it is the combination of all the transactions that has gone on from the time Stanton Waterspoon and all his partners from day one to the time he was arrested. It came to that amount. So they are saying here, can you describe what Waterspoon looks like when he came? What was he wearing and all that?
He had on a blue suit, white shirt, no tie, no necktie. He had on a pocket handkerchief, and of course, he was sweating. He was sweating. When he entered, I made eye contact with him. I made him to understand that I was in the courtroom. In fact, he passed right next to me and went and sat down. When he turned, I was looking straight in his face, in his eyes. He made eye contact with me.
And he dropped his head.
And then you could see the sweat on top of his head. Yeah, very low haircut, sharp as can be and everything, but the water was protruding from on the top of his head, all on his face and everywhere. And he kept whispering to his lawyer. I don't know what was he saying to his lawyer, whether he was telling the lawyer, asking the lawyer if they could ask us out. Is it okay that we are seated in the courtroom? You know.
He was very uncomfortable with the proximity.
He was very uncomfortable with the proximity. But the thing about it here is, folks, this is the country of law. This is a democratic country. We came to the court this morning and went up to security and told them, we are here to witness the USA versus Stanton Witherspoon trial, and saw that it was scheduled for today, 9 o'clock this morning. And then he asked, are you a lawyer? I said, no. What about you? Mr. Gaiman said, no. And then he said, okay, but I have my phones in my hand. He said, phones are not allowed in federal building. So you got to take your phones back, or computers or whatsoever. So I just got rid of everything, and Mr. Gaiman took them back to the car.
Because we want to make sure that at least you were in the courtroom before he got there, so we could see that that's correct.
Yeah. So I took the notebook, and then I went through security metal detector and everything, and they told me go to room 202. They didn't ask me any further question. Okay? They didn't say what your pa need, what your mom need, what your sister need, what your brother need. Nobody said anything. They directed us to go to room 202. And we went in there and sat down and waited for the case to begin. Okay? We waited for the case to begin. Here we are, outside the courthouse, the federal building, the U.S. District Courthouse, here in Fort Lauderdale, bringing you this live conversation. Okay?
Mr. Gilman, you know, I want to thank you for your courage, taking your time off from work, from your family to be here. But something very, very interesting happened.
Yeah.
And I know it captivated you and myself. When we were leaving the courtroom, when we got outside the courthouse, when Stanton Witherspoon mentioned that he was from the Republic of Liberia, the prosecutor
met
us outside,
yeah.
And he said, I have an interest in this case myself.
Yeah.
He said, my parents are Indians. They came from India and migrated to Liberia.
Yeah.
He said, and they did very well in Liberia. He said, and then when the war started in 1990, they fled with nothing.
With nothing.
And they came.
We had about 30-minute conversation with him.
That's correct.
He has Indian background. He's an American citizen, Indian background. His family, his first cousin was born in Liberia. I asked him for his their names, and that name starts like Ravi. He said they were professor or teacher. I don't know which school they taught. He didn't know much, but he knew that he had some family members that were connected or are connected to Liberia. Okay, but here it is before we let you go. So all of those things happen within the scope, within the space of 35 minutes. And the judge said, I want you to understand that you were not promised anything, that you are waiving your rights. You cannot withdraw this plea deal. You can. So, on the day of sentencing, I can increase the number of years you go to jail or reduce it. So, they were told, Mr. Rene Benedel, your sentence hearing is November 2nd, 2023 at 9 a.m. Do you understand? Rene said yes. Can you repeat it? He said November 2nd, 2023 at 9 a.m. Then he turned to Stanton Witherspoon. Mr. Witherspoon, your sentencing is set at November 2nd, 2023 at 9:30 a.m. Do you understand? He said, yes, Your Honor. Can you repeat that for me? He said, November 2nd, 2023 at 9:30 a.m. Okay? So, according to the documents we had, his sentencing was scheduled for today, but lawyers get a way to work around, want to give them a little breathing air, another month or so. So, sentencing is now scheduled for November 2nd, right here in this town, in this courthouse behind us here. November 2nd, they will be sentenced.
And not to cut you off,
Yeah.
the gentleman also said something. In this particular courthouse and the one in Miami coordinated the sentencing of Charles Taylor Jr.
Yeah.
So these folks, they are vested in this particular case. They know the history of the Liberian Civil War.
Right.
They know all the actors in Liberia. And the gentleman who is the lead prosecutor of this particular case also has a vested interest in this case because he's from Haiti.
He's from Haiti.
And majority of the people in this area that this man took advantage of are Haitians himself.
Right.
And then, because he was also tied up with another case, he asked one of the assistant district attorney to come in, and he happens to have been someone with interest in this case tied to Liberia. So this case is very intriguing, and the judge said this. The reason that they were not sentenced is they made the not guilty plea through the lawyers.
Yeah,
but now they had to take an oath.
No.
Be sworn in on an oath that they understood what they were going through.
Yeah, media.
Cognitively that they are sound.
From Liberia.
They were not coerced. Yeah. They were not under the influence of substance. They agree that this is the case that they have pled guilty to, and the judge read all the possibilities. And he said, are you aware as to what could happen to you when we are sentencing you? And they said, yes. Even though your lawyer pled a month ago, but we had to put you on an oath.
On an oath, yeah.
Make sure that you are not deranged. Make sure that you are not on a substance. Make sure that no one coerces you. And both of them agree in the affirmative that yes, they are ready and avail themselves to the mercy of the court.
To the mercy of the court.
Basically, they wave the white flag through in the tower and say, whatever the judge gives them November 2nd, they are willing to accept, but they are asking for mercy. But as we leave from here today, Stanton and Mr. Bendel have lost all of the constitutional rights in this country, with the exception of those basic rights that are humane to all.
Yeah, to eat.
To eat and sleep and be protected by the state. But you will not enjoy the privileges provided under this law, the Constitution. Your right to have a say-so in who become president of the United States, who become your representatives, who become your... None of that you have any more say-so in so. So, Mr. Gilman, of all the sentencing that will go on, I say the biggest sentence, there are two of them.
Yeah.
One is that you leaving from here, you are a criminal, you are a convicted criminal.
Agree.
We are not anymore alleged.
Yeah. We sat in the court, all right? I want to get this. We sat in the courtroom right behind us here, and Stanton Witherspoon said, yes, I'm guilty of the crimes. I'm a criminal. I lied. I stole from people. He accepted it. Okay? In court, in federal court.
On an oath.
Under oath.
Camera rolling.
The camera is in the court. The federal camera, not our camera. Though we recorded notes. But he said, I'm guilty.
As charged.
As charged. In fact, I waive my rights. I waive my rights.
All constitutional rights.
All constitutional rights. I waive them all. Okay? So, what's there to argue about? What's there to argue about?
And when we were leaving the courthouse, we were talking to some folks outside. We were talking about how sad it is that this man is going to lose all the properties, all those homes.
Yeah.
In New Jersey, Pennsylvania, I think some in Delaware. And one of the ladies, white lady, said he didn't own it in the first place.
Right.
He never earned them. So he's not losing anything.
He's not losing anything.
This is the logic.
He's not losing. That's the logic.
That's what the lady said.
He's not losing anything.
You know, we felt a little sorry and we were saying, this is pathetic that this young man is going to lose everything. And she said, he's losing nothing because he never earned it. In America, you have to earn everything. He never earned them. Basically, he's giving back what was taken.
What was taken.
And was not his.
Right.
So he's not losing anything.
So he's not losing anything.
So that gives me a second thought.
Yeah.
That though we are afraid and feel for the brother, that he's going to lose everything. In fact, she said, someone joked and said, everything above the earth, he's going to lose. But anything he buried that we don't know about, he may be able to keep. But as long as it is on earth, and it is invested somewhere, whether it's in the bank, or it's investment, or it's in stock, wherever it is, the federal government is going to seize them. And he's not losing, they're just taking back what did not belong to him. And I thought that was very, very much interesting.
Right.
That instead of us saying he's going to lose, no, he's not losing.
He's not losing
He's basically
anything.
reimbursing the government what he took illegally.
Right. Okay, so folks, to sum up or cap up here for all of us, Stanton Witherspoon today pleaded guilty as charged to wire fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and a whole lot more. He waived all his constitutional rights here in the court. He accepted that from the prosecution that he's going to forfeit his properties. He accepted to be sentenced to 20 years in prison, and also accepted there is no parole in the federal system anymore, that you sentence to 20 years and then after 3-5 years they grant you parole and you go sit down home or whatsoever. That does not happen anymore. He accepted to that. So the judge also said, despite all of these, I can increase the number of years you stay in jail, or I can decrease it. Okay? So he's left at the mercy of the court. The judge can decide any punishment for him. Okay? So if we come back here November 2nd, God willing, and we come and the judge said, okay, I'm giving you 1 year, 5 years, whatever time, in prison. Don't be surprised. If the judge says, I'm giving you 25 years, 30 years, don't be surprised. If the judge says, okay, your property is listed, or the government is taking 3 and giving you the others back, don't be surprised. Or we're not taking anything, don't be surprised. He's at the mercy of the court. Okay? He's at the mercy of the court. So I want us all to understand here today that November 2nd, at the sentencing, anything can happen. He's at the mercy of the court. All right? So, Mr. Gamer, again, you have any last word for the people?
The judge said, you are leaving, you will be allowed to leave in the custody of your lawyer.
Yeah.
But all bonds and all restriction remains. If you are under house arrest, you remain under house arrest. Your bond remains the same until November the 2nd.
Right.
And you are not allowed, like I was telling you and the gentleman was saying, the greatest punishment that anybody in the United States can suffer is the loss of a constitutional right.
Loss of a constitutional right.
Somebody will take 30 years
Yeah.
jail sentence if they can keep their constitutional rights. But if you have given Stanton Waterspoon or charged of 10, 15, 20 years in jail and keep all of your constitutional rights, he will accept that. But that is no longer the case. He has forfeited for life his constitutional right to bear arms, to protect himself, the right to vote, to decide which city mayor, the council commissioner, city commissioner, and obviously the president of the United States.
And lastly, if he cannot be part of the decision-making process in a democratic society, like in the United States, if he cannot participate in that process, he must not participate in Liberia election.
And the prosecutor walked to you after you identify yourself, and he says, I'm going to give you my information.
Yeah.
We want Liberians, anybody that was affected.
That was affected by this.
By this. If they want to make a case,
So
they want
we
to say something.
we have his email.
That's correct.
Yeah.
If you were affected, family
He
member was
also
affected.
told us we can contact the investigators if we want to impact the decision, the sentencing. If we want to impact the sentencing, we should contact the investigators, give them the information, and they're going to communicate same to the judge. Also, the judge said on the day of sentencing, if anybody would like to come in to say anything to any one of you, they are also welcome. So,
and we want to make it clear, when they're saying this, they are not talking about any story that you will manufacture.
Yeah, no manufactured
Factual.
story.
Because most likely, the lawyers on his side, they are going to be asking their preachers, their rabbi, their imam, to write letters of seeking forgiveness or leniency. But yet and still, they are asking the victims of this crime to also show courage, come either in writing or in person, and testify as to how this case affected your life.
Right.
If, for instance, the young man that I know from Delaware, he took $15,000 loan, second mortgage on his house to pay for this diploma. Now the state of Delaware revoked his license.
Yeah.
He can no longer practice. He's not working now. He cannot get back into this industry, and he may lose his home.
Right.
All his children and the extended family that stayed with him, they're all going to be affected. So the prosecution is saying they expect that on sentencing day, they won't be surprised if a preacher shows up and says, God bless this guy. Or the imam shows up and says, Allah have mercy upon him. They expect these to happen because this is orchestrated. But legally, equally so, those who are victims, those who are affected, Liberians, Haitians, Jamaicans, anybody, you can come and say the same thing, the opposite.
All right, so folks, there you have it. Again, we are coming to you from the United States Federal Building, United States Federal District Court here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where Stanton Witherspoon and Renee Benedell today pleaded guilty, and of course, They accepted the forfeiture of their properties. They accepted the minimum fine as well as the most fine to be imposed or levied by the court. They also accepted the waiver of their constitutional rights, okay, and every other thing. They were read.
Kill someone.
Right.
Someone lost their life. You got a relative. But because Stanton Witherspoon was generous to you by giving you a few dollars, the person that lost their life, it means nothing to them. It means absolutely nothing to you because personally you gain and someone lost their life. My friend, no one is happy here. There is no winner here.
There's no winner here.
We were shocked and embarrassed when the young man, the prosecutor, made a connection between this and the war. Liberia again. Can you imagine the man talk about Charles Taylor Jr.?
Right.
The war, and then this. Why come before then it used to be positive all the time. What's now? Why?
Right. Why now? So let me recap. There were no sound. We had some sound problem the last minute or so. So let me say this to all of us again. All right. For those of you who think that we are happy that Stanton Witherspoon is being punished, you got it wrong. We are happy that justice is being served. We are happy that we are vindicated of the first time when we told you that Stanton Witherspoon was being investigated by the feds, and you insulted us, you called us names, and you did not believe us. We are happy that we remain truthful. The story we brought to you from July 2022 is the same story we are discussing today. Okay? We remain truthful. We remain honest. You say you're a generous man. He didn't have to know you to do anything for you or to give you money. How many people did George Weah know when he was behind Liberians in the refugee camps? When he took care of Liberians? How many? He didn't have to know you. But why is he hated today? Because he's president. Okay? So if you have anything against Samuel Twe, against Nathaniel McGill, against Bill Twelve, against Serena Cephas, you are at liberty to take them to court and get your vindication as well.
As we are doing here.
As we are doing here. Take them to court. Again, I'm standing before a federal court, United States federal court, and telling you that the sanctions imposed on those 3 people, Nathaniel McGill, Serena Stephens, Bill Twelve, those sanctions were bogus. They cannot be proven beyond a reasonable doubt in a court like this. Okay? Where a lawmaker, a congressman, told a group of Liberians opposition to this government and said, bring me in the list. Bring me in the list, we'll file sanctions against them. And the list did appear. And before a federal building, federal court, and telling you that those sanctions did not merit anything. Okay? Did not merit anything. So that's it for us here. We're going to join you should there be a show this afternoon or this evening on Freedom FM Face the Issue. We're going to join you there. If not, we'll bring you Jida Hard Talk later on this evening. But I want to wish you all a happy
days of the campaign season. I don't know whether it ends tomorrow, but we are going to take the approach in regards to the day it started, which was on the 5th of August. And today, of course, is what is today's date? Today is let me make sure I check my calendar here. Today is the 7th. Yes, today is the 7th. All right, today is the 7th. So we have gone, let's see here, 5 to 5, 1 month. All right, 2 months. 2 months and few days. This election campaign season have been going on. So share the video there, guys. I'm doing the same thing right here. Share the video and let's get into some detail here. We are going to have another show tonight. Very big one too. So just try to share the show here tonight. I mean today, all right? So let me share the show here. All right, just try to share the show. Let me say good morning to Adama, Vivian, Monju. Good morning to every one of you guys. And thank you guys as always for joining me here. Your support is great. We all are watching the election campaign and we all will be watching the election results. There are a few things that I would like to say here in the form of some announcement, and from there we will start the show. So please share the show. My head is down because I'm sharing the show right now. So let me come to a few groups here. All right, let me come to some group here and share it here right now. Okay. We're going to be very selective now in how we share our show. Let's see here, the setting show that platform that I will be sharing the show on 9 days. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Let me see here. Okay. All right. So keep the show moving up there. Keep the show moving up there. Keep the number going up there. Keep the number going up there. Let me see here. Yeah, I see the number going up now. I see the number going up. All right. So let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let me come here to the group here. All right, let's see here. Okay, the number just gone up again. The number just gone up again. Let's see here. All right, put my comment. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right, let's see Let's see here. All right, guys. Good morning to every one of you guys there. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Somebody tried to pick my mouth here. Do I know that somebody that going to join Joe Boca? Do I know that somebody who want to join Joe Boca train? First of all, Joe Boca, he believed in criminals. All right. So let me just address the person here, because some people think when they come here and try to make their own attraction, they think I will not get to speak to that. So let me address J. Magnov, join the train. I cannot join Joe Boca because number one, the old man don't have long left to live. All right? He don't have long left to live. He's more worried about where he is now. Joe Boca is more worried about his health than the future of Liberia. That's one reason I can support Joe Boca. Number two reason, Joe Boca, I campaigned against him in 2017 and he was defeated because of what I told the Liberian people. And there's nothing that Joe Boca has done in his life to change things around. The record he ran on in 2017, it never changed. It's the same record. Nothing has changed. That's the second reason. The third reason, Joe Boca does not care for character of people. He's willing to bring killers that took our country in the dark days. He's willing to work with criminals in America here that have brought humiliation. Do you think, with a list of things that I just listed, do you think that would be something that would convince me to join Joe Boca train? Absolutely not. I am a Liberian, but I'm not a desperate Liberian. And I want you to know that, all right? So if you think just how many of you guys go on other people's platform, this is not a platform here. Yes, we are very measured on the platform. We are very, very measured on the platform here, all right? So if you think you come in here to come score a political point, you trust me, you will get a result here. Let me repeat myself again. Joe Boca is an old man. He's more worried about his life. I mean, yes, he left after this real life. That is, he is more concerned about death now than thinking about the future because the situation he finds himself in. That is Joe Boca number one priority. When he wake up every morning, he tell God thank you that he got to see the next day. Because his health is deteriorating every day. The election, according to them, their campaign is climaxing today. But what happened to Joe Boca? Joe Boca did not visit the southeastern part of the country because he cannot do that. That tell you that Joe Boca is medically incapacitated. Number two, I campaigned against Joe Boca in 2017. I'm not going back to support Joe Boca. If there was a different Unity Party candidate, I would have said, you know what? Let me try that candidate, just how I tried Mr. Cummings. But not Joe Boca. Joe Boca and George Weah came face to face, and I decided to support George Weah, and we defeated Joe Boca. I cannot go back down there. I don't know about other Liberians, but that's not me, because I'm guided by principles. All right? That's who I am. All right? So let somebody say they are so desperate and disrespectful, they think they can apply it on every platform. No, I mean, they are welcome to come and share their thought. But you know what? For me, I'm very measured in my thought. And I will say this. There are many Liberians in America here that will not do what I'm doing. They don't stand for the truth. So I don't trust many of them. For you guys that I interact with all the time, I'm building that trust. There are many Liberians today who are in the opposition camp. They don't have logical thinking. They don't have inventive thinking. They have no moral. They got no standards. Because they know that this old man is sick. The old man is not well. They are not willing to tell the old man that truth. Because some of them have failed in life in this country. That's the reality. Some of them have failed in life. They cannot compete. So what they have resorted to is to support a man who is politically dead because they want to have an opportunity. I'm not like that. All right? I'm not like that. I'm not in any rush to go to Liberia. All right? I'm not in any rush to do XYZ. That's why it is. All right? Rebecca Innes, You got to be very careful on the platform and how you disseminate your words. I know you are angry because a good friend of mine by the name of Cho, who once worked with the Bank of Liberia. I know he got killed in the administration. Nobody know how he died. So if you're angry, don't bring it here. Because the name Ines is not strange to me. Junior Ines, one of his little brother, we used to go to school on 12th Street. We used to go to school on 12th Street. His name was Junior Ines. His bigger brother was Cho. Go and ask Brent. He now live in Virginia. If you think the guy you're talking to don't have history about Morovia, you're wasting your time. So Rebecca Ines, calm down with your emotion. I know more than you. I mean, I know more than the Ines family than you. Unless you are a family member, then I would say yes. So calm down with that information. All right. Calm down with those kind of words. We don't appreciate those kind of words here. All right. So try to be a little bit female. All right. When people say be a little bit gentleman, try to be a female here. All right. So don't come here with your emotions. I would say take that emotion to the criminal that is supporting the Unity Party, Stanton Witherspoon. That one thing I cannot sleep in peace every night is to see Liberians supporting a criminal, a man that the white man dog will not even want to go and sniff around and rub his skin around his legs in somebody that Stanton Witherspoon. That is the kind of person, all right, that opposition Liberians are supporting. That's one of the reasons I gave the European people the right to say that we, some of us as African, we are not really a complete human being. Because you see a guy who tried to undermine a system that don't even trust you and I. And then somebody come and just make things work for us. And then you got Liberians here celebrating the kind of people. Then this is what brings things into question for me. All right. So, Rebecca Ines, I understand that you had an incident with, I don't know whether your brother, your husband. I understand that. But that should not give you the reason to come here. Because the guy you're looking at here, he got a lot of information up here. All right. So go back and ask Cho, that was his name. May his soul rest in peace. I was saddened about his death because I know when we were in GDL Gissing, Cho used to live right behind Chokwetan Market on 8th Street there, where they used to have the other LU technical building. When you come from 9th Street before you hit to Jalatan, children used to live right there. By the time you pass children, or you take that quick road, you're going to be at the Chokwetan Market there. That's where we used to be. GDL Gissing days, we'll walk on that Papa Road, we'll go all the way to GDL Gissing. And then we'll come back. Everybody be falling off the grill. Everybody be falling off the grill. And then when we get to 12th Street, we move. The other group will be going. I know what we went through in our country. And that is why I'm here to tell people the truth of what happened in our country. I'm not here to support any political party, but in telling the truth, I'm not going to sit here and allow people to bring their emotion here. No, here we come, here with open mind to discuss things because emotion cannot solve problem. Only open mind can solve problem here. All right. So, my sister, just calm down. Let's have a beautiful conversation here. If you ever get to know me, you'll be more in my corner than being the corner of those who are misleading you into the wrong direction. Because many of you guys have been misled by Joseph Walker. The man is not being honest. You see the man on live on social media. You see how his health is deteriorating. It is being shown to us. Yet and still, he's in denial of telling you guys what is actually wrong with him. Camera see things as it recorded. It don't lie. So I just want to make sure that if you come on the platform here, you are coming to me, a toughest guy. Every one of you guys that watch all the different platforms, as they call them their B platform, have you seen me on there? There are more reasons that I can give you, but for the sake of time, I will limit it to just 3 reasons. 1, I know about every one of them. 2, when I go on the show, I'm going to say things that will expose them to their viewers. And 3, they know that I'm not in the corner of any of them. That's why they are not brave to bring me on any platform. All right? And just a footnote to what I just said, a footnote to that, I have been in the Liberian politics since 2010. None of them were around. That's why even today, you will not find government official coming on my platform. They don't give me money because they know what I stand for is true. And everything I say here is provided. The reason I believe in George Weah, one, George Weah brought peace to Liberia. 1997, he helped to bring peace to that country. By 2003, peace finally came. Later on down the road, the UN worked with him. They gave him an assignment. And then, of course, Hollywood brought him to the big picture, the big screen, and he showed the world what he did for Liberia. And I still believe that, irrespective of those around him, he is still the guy that I think can do the best for that country. And that is why I criticize him all the time. That is why I criticize him all the time. I'm not going to give up on George Weah. My criticism of George Weah is my strength. It's not my loyalty, because I have no loyalty for any man. My criticism, the more I criticize George Weah, it built on my strength. But many of you guys today don't do that. Liberia don't believe in criticizing people they work for or people they pay loyalty to. That is the weakness of any institution. You got to criticize. Criticism brings about building up people, all right? So somebody say, if you think he's lying, then go ahead and listen to other people that are not lying. What a way, Sarah. This is very logical. Yes. I love Sarah here. Sarah, you are very, very good. Yes. You are very, very good, Sarah. I love that. This is what makes me to feel proud of myself when I see Liberian answering the kind of question. This is what we call the most intellectual question that is being answered by somebody more intellectual. If you think he's lying, then go to where you belong. And that's a fact. You see, in how much we got smaller numbers, thing that we say is very, very powerful. And that's why they're afraid of us. You see, Israel is one of the smallest countries on the face of the planet, but she's very powerful. She is very powerful. The brain she has, irrespective of her size, she is very powerful. What we say on the platform, there are many of them that come here. When you look at, if we were putting, how they call it, if we were putting any kind of accomplishment on the wall, like how we got all these things in here, we say, you see, we told you that Senator Willis was a corrupt guy. Now today he's going to jail, right? We told you that Senator Willis established Spoon to find a way to destroy CDC. We told you that from the beginning. It came to pass. We'll have all the different awards out here, right? We said this thing, and we got the video. And by the way, we'll play the video after the show today while I'm doing some work around the house. So, we are driven by data, we are driven by logic, and we are driven by observation that support all of these things. That's what we do. Who said the government official, they don't know? Who said the talk show, they don't know? Look at all of them. I went on all of them show, except for the few that are afraid now. The whole election season, did you see them bringing me on any show, guys? And today is the 9 weeks that is canvassing the election. Did you see any of them bringing me on their show? No, because they are so afraid. They're like, damn, you bring the guy during the election time, he will damage us here. And I'm proud of that, because when people are afraid of you intellectually, it gives you power. It gives you power. None of them even came out and said, Jay Randy, yeah, come on our show today. I can't talk about things yet. No, they are all afraid. And that's what makes us to be powerful here. When your fellow man is afraid of you, you should be proud of yourself. Because you know why? We don't cause man here. We don't cause power here. What do? We just disseminate the information. We just disseminate the information. We just disseminate the and every information that we bring here, we got the fact to support it, right, guys? Right? Every information we bring, we got the fact to support it. We got video, we got audio, we got documents. So there is nothing that Jay Reddy is saying here that is untrue, that has no substance or iota of truth or don't hold water. We have everything here. We present it to you guys, right? But they are the ones who are misleading the people. They are the ones who walk in the darkness. They are the one who are like the whale going down like this, hiding from the truth, and then going up when nobody looking. That's who they are. You know, the only reason I enjoyed the 2017 election, because there were brave men and women then that were there at that time that said, you know what? Come here, all right? Come here. Come there, do all X, Y, and Z. Yes, come here. And that's what we did. So again, we are always going to win, all right? You know the greater day I'm waiting for? I am not waiting for November the 10th. I mean, I'm not waiting for October the 10th, all right? All right? All right, Mr. Man, let me ask the guy here, all right? Shelton Duo, all right? You said he is disseminating lies. So, Shelton, I want to challenge you right now. Tell me, what lies am I disseminating? You're going to be on VAR now, all right? Shelton, I want to engage you. I can go to where no man has gone before. If I can deal with white people, if I can deal with union, if I can deal with people who disagree with me, you nobody. So I'm going to take you on right now. So Shelton Duo, I want you to tell me, what have I said that is untrue? All right? You now going to save your own opportunity on the platform, or you will be black. So let me engage you now. All right? Let me engage you. Let me engage you. I want you to tell me now why you made that statement. Go ahead. Go ahead right now. I want to see your writing. You started it with writing. So go ahead. Go ahead and tell me. I'm not going to bring you on. You have to tell me right now. You can write, right? You can write. So tell me. Give me one reason. You don't have to come on live. Give me one reason so you can be on record. Give me one reason that give you the confidence that you say I'm lying. Give me one reason. Give me one reason. Give me one reason. We'll wait for you while you tap, okay? Because maybe your tapping is slow. Give me one reason. Give me one reason why I'm lying. I want to know. I want to know. Give me one reason. All right, guys, as we wait for him, because I'm keeping my eye on my VAR here. All right? As we'll wait for him here, all right? We'll wait for him here. Somebody say, congratulations. Inbox me now on Messenger with your Cash App. Andrew, the Cash App is down there, all right? I just posted it as a topic, all right? But I will inbox you with that. So, Andrew, all right? Andrew, we freestyling this morning, all right? So, Shelton, we are freestyling this morning. So, tell me, give me one reason why you think I'm lying. I want to know. Give me one reason. I'm waiting. You're free. Give me one reason. Grab your phone and say, J Randy, XYZ, so and so. Give me one reason. I got videos. I got everything. So give me one reason. The challenge is yours. Give me one reason. Give me one reason, my brother. Give me one reason. Give me one reason why you saying that I am not saying the truth. All right? No, it's not distraction. You see, let me say this. Those of you who are Christian, all right? Those of you who are Christian, the reason the pastor preach every time is to win sinner over. The pastor don't preach to what? To bring those who have already been saved. No. The reason we educate people, we don't educate the educated people that much. We try to educate people who are not educated. All right? So let's see here. The brother said here, all right? The brother is responding here now. So let's pay attention here now. He has finally responded. So Shelton is saying one of your lies is you telling people that Joe Bucker is not, that Joe Bucker is sick. You want to tell me that Joe Bucker is not sick? What is your definition of sickness? When you are sick, you are unhealthy. When you are sick, you are unhealthy. Why is Joe Bucker running to the hospital? Shelton, why is Joe Bucker running to the hospital? Is the hospital now for people who are healthy or for people who are sick? Joe Bucker got a medical problem, his heart. That means he's not a healthy person. He's a sick man. He had medical condition. And when you have a medical condition, it means that you are sick. All right? I'm not a medical doctor, but I see what's happening. Just how you would take yourself to the hospital to tell someone that you're sick, does that make you a medical doctor? Shelton Duo, does that make you a medical doctor, or it is a symptom that is happening to your body? You see, that is a limitation, and that's why you need to be here, because your understanding of things is below standard. All right? Joe Walker is very sick man. All right? He's not well. That's why 1 minute you see a man who stands before a camera and cannot speak. That means that he has some neurological problem. His brain are not ready connecting to his mouth. He is sick, and he continued to have those sickness. If Joe Walker was actually fit, all the hospital he visited, he would have come out today with what? His medical record. His medical record. But the man had gone to the hospital and he never provided anything. So Joseph Walker is sick. He don't necessarily have to be in a bed and say, oh, I'm sick. No. He has a condition that makes him unhealthy. He is not medically fit. But because he lies so much, that is why he is afraid to go on any platform to tell you. You're not fit to be on the platform here, Shelton. You are below my standard to be on the platform. Yes. You are below my standard to come on the platform here. Not even my dog will allow you to come on the platform. You are not met the pre-requirement to be here, Shelton. Yes. All right? So, just listen to what I have to say. That's all. But you cannot come here because you are not met the prerequisite, even the basic, to come on the platform here. And you should be fortunate that I'm trying to tell you how unhealthy Joe Walker is right now. So Joe Walker is a sick man. If that was hurting you, well, you got me to deal with. The old man is sick. All right? He is sick. The old man is seriously sick. All right? This old man is seriously sick and you're taking it for fun. He's not well. He's not well. One day the old man will just fall down before you leave it. But some of us here are doing extremely well here, all right? So take that to your archive that Joe Walker is a very sick man. He is not healthy at all right? So let me progress it, all right? So enough with that. All right. So this evening, as way of announcement, this evening, we are going to break down for you guys two things. One, we are going to discuss the participation of every political candidate. What were their role? What role they play? As we said from the beginning of August, that this election will be based on three things. One, we're going to look at the character of every participant, most especially the three major candidates. We're going to look at their personal character. We're going to look at their professional character. Secondly, we are going to also look at the issue in the country. All right? The issue in the country. Okay, Mr. Duo, since you're getting rude now, I'll let you go now, right, Mr. Duo? All right? I understand that the name Duo is associated with people who kill people. So I have to let you go now, saying you've been very, very rude now. You don't want to focus on the issue. You want to be very rude. So, Mr. Duo, I have to let you go, all right? I have to let you go. So, sorry, my brother, we can't keep you here. We have to let you go, all right? We have to let you go. When you come, you ask the question, we answer the question, and then you want to talk. You're not fit to come on the platform. I cannot bring you here because you are not fit to be on the platform, Roland. You are not fit. You are not fit to be on the platform. You have not met the preliminary requirement to be here, all right? You are not fit. Yeah, I know you don't care. That's how the rebel behave. The rebel don't care, right? The rebel don't care. I understand that, Mr. Duo. Your name is associated with people who kill people, so I know that, So just clearly define yourself. You don't care? Fine, That's why we make sure we just meet people like you on Facebook and not in our community and not in any Liberian gathering. At least Rebecca Innes was very professional than you. So your behavior now will just allow us now to let you go. All right? The man say Liberia Institute of Ethics and Civic Education. This guy said he belonged to the Liberia Institute of Ethics and Civic Education. And the way he behaving, wow. And he said he chief executive officer of self-employed business. Wow. Damn it. I knew the guy was from my place of birth, Nima. Yes, Nima County. Yeah, he was from my place of birth, Nima County. Yes. So I had to let you go because the institution you claim to represent, you are not demonstrating the character here, Shelton. You are a disgrace to Nima County, where I was born. You are a disgrace. Yes, you are a disgrace. So I have to let you go. You see, folks, when you are head of any institution, you should be able to dialogue intellectually. All right? You should be able to dialogue intellectually. The man came and asked a question and said, I always say that Boca is sick. Of course, Mr. Boca is sick. The man is in and out of hospital. But the fire is Boca himself is lying to the Liberian people. Joseph lies a lot. He lies. And in the action of his lies, we see him right now, whether it's on live TV or whether we listen to him, he lies. This man was asked twice on two different occasions where a female journalist stood next to him and said, Joseph Boca is going to speak to the people. After the girl turned the thing over to him, this man cannot even comprehend what the girl said. He has to be reminded by Mo Ali. That tells me that his brain is deteriorating. He does not have that active brain cell to understand things that people say. Rather, he rely on somebody relaying things to him. That is why whenever a question is posted to him, he relaxed because his mind is telling him that, hold on, your A comes to tell you what you need to hear. And recently, you saw Robert Biden. Robert Biden, he said, introduced the man and said, gentlemen, yeah, it's the stand-up bearer here. What happened to Joe Walker? He became brain frozen. He has some type of brain deterioration. That is sickness. That is a sickness. That is a sickness. And he has not gone anywhere to even go to seek medical attention. And even he does, he's not coming back to tell us. Look at Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell had a brain freeze the other day. What happened? He went straight to the doctor. And the next day he came out with a report. The doctor said he's okay. The reason we are asking for doctor report is because these people are professional. Liability is key. If Joseph Walker come and his people say, oh, the old man is okay, they are not medical professional. We can rely on their words. But when he go and see a medical doctor, especially, and that specialist gave him a clean bill of health, that document is what will hold on to say Joe Walker is okay. And then if anything happened to Joe Walker, guess who will go back to that medical doctor? That is why the profession are so important. But because we don't educate our people, Stanton Witherspoon is because he don't have that legal mind. He's not in a legal position. And that's why when he grab a lawyer, that's why he grabbed a lawyer. All right? That's why he grabbed a lawyer. That's why he grabbed a lawyer. So these are things that society like Liberia do not have. And that's why we are bringing it. That's why it is. Everything must be given to somebody else. You get a car, you get your insurance is there to take care of any incident that you cause. Most of the time. You get an institution that grants you a certificate so that when something happens, you go back to the institution. You said you go and see a doctor who provided treatment for you. You cannot call up from school today and say, oh, I'm not feeling well. Well, if you're not feeling well, there are some instances when you go to the hospital or you say, I have an appointment, I'm not coming to work today, or I'm not coming to school today. When you go back to that work or place of work, there's something called doctor note. Everything is about liability. So when Joe Walker is telling you, he told you that he had a malfunction. He had malfunction in 2017, right? That means that something medically happened to him. It is called medical emergency. Because he could have died if he had not gone to the hospital to get a pacemaker. So that means he became ill. When your body starts to malfunction, you get ill, you get sick. So he went to the doctor. And what did the doctor do? They gave him a backup heart generator, if you will. And that is the pacemaker. And why did that happen? Because he said during the election campaign, the pressure was on him, and he got sick. He came down with some medical condition, a condition that never happened to him before, right? Liberian people. Joseph Walker lied to the Liberian people that he never had no surgery. Even the fifth grade student in Finland will know that before a pacemaker is planted into you, there had to be some medical procedure. That's why he lied about his sickness. Why you think he was lying? Because traditionally, Joe Walker grew up in a society that told him to lie all the time. And where is the legal to a food man? A story that he told to Henry Costa that he tricked the food man, tricking somebody to get their money. To a managing director, Minister of Agriculture. What did Joe Boga do next? He lied on Joe and said to fire him for political reason. But he did not tell you. Do you think that when Joe Boga tell you, say he is not sick or he never had any pacemaker surgery? Do you believe that? How many of you guys today? You don't have to take my word for it. Go down on Google and just tell me how is pacemaker inserted into the body, and just click on video. He has a pacemaker in him. Just go into Google and type in how does pacemaker is inserted into the human body, and just click on video. Or open on YouTube and type in that statement and just relax. You will see the procedures. The old man came and lied on live radio that he got pacemaker, but he never had a surgery. You see, many Liberians don't follow people behavior religiously. I do, especially for politicians and government officials. I take my time and follow their trace forensically, to get to know who they are. Joe Boca is a natural liar. That's who he is. That's one of the characteristics of Joe Boca. He lies a lot. Irrespective of his age, he started lying when he was little. So the lie have followed him throughout his life. He lied to a food businessman while conducting a business. He lied to the Liberian people. When he had a medical procedure, he said he never had one. And you and I know that pacemaker called for some little medical procedures. He lied about that. And he lied on that one the wrong time, because you know why? When I work at Medtronics, Medtronic, go and define that word. Medtronics is called medical technology. The head office is in Minnesota. We work with pacemaker. That was the company name. Our division was responsible for producing the pacemaker. We had doctors that came from Boston, that came from Australia, and they sent videos that we saw the medical procedures. Each box of that pacemaker was going for $900. There was no time no doctor then told all that, oh, the pacemaker is just like a button you can just put right here and then you okay. No. And Joe Boga came up and started to lie. He lied at the wrong time and the wrong place. Because imagine something that you know, that you understand, and somebody giving you misinformation, you'll be like, wow. And that way I knew that Joe Boga's lying pattern is building upon how he gets around his lies. When he said that, I said, Joe Boga is a natural liar. It's a man who was born to lie. Am I wrong to say that Joe Boga lied to a food businessman? Of course, he told Henry Costa that story, right? He lied and said that the baby goat that he brought was not the same baby goat. How can a man that lied? He been lying from the time he was small. He continued to lie today. So anything that comes out of Joe Boga's mouth is either lies or blame. That is a personal character that we have been trying to make sure that Liberians understand here. You are dealing with an old man who lies a lot. That even in his sick bed, or with his sickness that is carrying him from one place to another, he still lies. He still lies. And a man like that, I don't trust him. This has nothing to do with George Weah or Boka. I'm looking at Boka as an elderly man who lies a lot. This is about being a decent man in society. It is not about politics right now. It's about who Joe Boka is. The man lied to a food businessman, a tricked man. He never came out and said, you know what I did? I was young at that time. I forgot about it. Down the road, he told you guys that don't fire him because of political reason. That was a blatant lie, because in 1982, when Doe appointed him as agriculture minister, Doe was still in military uniform. There was nothing like NDPL at that time in 1982. 83, when Doe appointed him. When Doe appointed him to be agriculture minister, it was during the PRC day. There was nothing like NDPL to say for political reason. Those were all military guys that were around there. And then he lied. He lied because he thinks that many of you guys don't know what he did in the past. But we were there. Check out today, many of you guys are very young and you can remember what's going on. You remember in 12 years, during the Doe administration, we were in our youth. We remember everything as we say it today. The old man lied. Doe promoted him twice. How many of you guys right now will be a supervisor? Somebody came to the job and took you from a supervisor role and make you a manager. And then within few months, short of a year, and they took you and make you a director. When you leave that job and go somewhere, don't you see that as an accomplishment? Of course you will. And what will you start to say to people? Oh yes, when I was on the job, I got promotion, I did this, I did this, I did that. I did this, I did that. Well, guess what? Joe Boka is unable to tell the Liberian people the truth. He's unable to tell the Liberian people the truth. This man will continue to lie, lie, lie. That is the reason that we are here to tell you guys. This man want to breed a society that will bring young people out to be liars. We have to stop that. Everything I had just said so far, why during the campaign season, Joe Boka couldn't tell you guys what he did at LPMC. What experience did he get? What program did he put in place that make LPMC better? That generation at that time can come out and say, you know what, during Boka days, these are the things that Boka did. I was in Lofa, I was in Grand I was in Riverside, under the LPMC, Liberia Produce Marketing Corporation. Here are the things that Joe Boka did during his days that got us to be to where we are today. So we believe that Joe Boka can do X, Y, and Z. So what Joe Boka is saying right now, they are all true. The man got no experience. That man was born to be a doorman. The only reason Joe Boka is running is just two. One, he wants to save his health. Two, he thinks because he's old man that people are going to accept him. We will not take that here. Because Joe Boka got no political credit to be anything in our country. Don't give him opportunity. Today he cannot come out to tell you guys about any accomplishment. Today, most of you guys watch the English Premier League. Some of you guys are still watching it today. When you support a Premier League club, or when you support a club from the Bundesliga or the La Liga or the Serie A, whatever sport you support, when you are talking about a club that you support, what do you discuss? The victories, the trophies, the players, right? When Joe Boka come and tell you, say he has 45 years of public experience, and he's not able to tell you in one role what did he do in a role. That professional ethics is another big problem too. Every year, Joe Boga work in a country, he honor perform, and that's why they fire him. And that's why they gone now weeks of election campaign. Now one position Joe, that's